Porn star Stormy Daniels still dominating the headlines as the newest addition to the President Trump legal team, Rudy Giuliani, went on Fox News and talked about how the president knew about the $130,000 payment that his attorney, Michael Cohen, paid to keep the porn star quiet about this alleged affair. Then the president tweeted out saying this had nothing to do with the campaign, followed by another appearance by Rudy Giuliani on Fox News saying that they did know about the payments. A lot of he said, we're not really sure, but the media's loving it. John Schumo has the story. What do you got, John?
Yeah, Bill, leave it to Rudy to stir things up. The former New York City mayor went on 2 Fox News shows and admitted President Trump paid back his personal attorney, Michael Cohen, this $130,000 in hush money to porn actress Stormy Daniels. Take a listen.
There's the contrary letter that she signed that it never happened, that there was a one-time affair. And I think when Cohen heard $130,000, he said, my God, this is cheap. They come cheap. Let me get the thing signed up and signed off.
Why does this matter? For starters, Rudy's admission directly contradicts previous statements from Trump and Cohen. The president was asked just last month on camera, do you know where he got the money to make that payment? And Mr. Trump responded, I don't know. And in February, Cohen insisted he had not been reimbursed directly or indirectly, also untrue according to Rudy Giuliani, the president's new counsel. So why change the story at this point? Perhaps more importantly, Giuliani is trying to pave a path to prove that no campaign finance violations took place. He said the money never was part of any sort of campaign transaction. The money came out of the president's personal account and was paid over time. Now, you mentioned the tweets. Early Thursday morning, the president defended the payment, saying these agreements are very common among celebrities and people of wealth. Money from the campaign or campaign contributions played no role in this transaction. And Stormy Daniels' lawyer, Michael Avenatti, also took to Twitter and said, hey, whatever happens, Fox and friends, please do not stop helping our case week in and week out by having Mr. Trump and Mr. Giuliani appear. Where can we send the gift basket? We also learned today that federal authorities used what's called a pen register to monitor Cohen's phone calls, and at least one call was logged between Cohen and the White House. This is different from a wiretap in that it's basically a real-time log of what calls were made, but what's being said is not recorded. Now, Bill, the story obviously is far from over. Legal analysts are debating whether the payment still violated campaign finance laws. If it was specifically intended to help Trump's campaign, that's to be determined. Also, some people are now wondering if this transaction violated money laundering statutes. So as much as we would like to move past this, the story is probably still in its beginning stages. Bill?
All right, thanks, John. Let's bring back the A-plus panel for this. Garland, I'm going to start with you. I mean, hush money, porn stars, this stuff makes for great headlines, but are we really just looking at what is potentially an FEC violation?
Yeah, well, it doesn't really mean anything for this reason. You hit the nail on the head. Rudy Giuliani is the most recent addition to the legal team. Anything that he says that contradicts the president's story, they're simply going to say he wasn't up to speed yet and he was confused, and then they'll get it straight later.
Jeanette, is it just like slow news day? Hey, we got a porn star, we got the president's involved.
Yeah,
I mean, it seems silly to me.
The media is obsessed with this issue, Bill. I mean, they're trying to turn the White House into an episode of House of Cards. But I think the general public doesn't really care. I think their eyes are glazing over, and they're more focused on the economy, on taxes, and a whole bunch of other issues that don't have to do with porn stars.
Generally speaking, though, even, Bill, if this is an FEC violation, and it sounds like it's not, but I'm not a lawyer, I don't know, does it even hurt the president if that's what happened?
It may. I mean, listen, this isn't a death blow for the president. The reason we're talking about this is because of the porn star component of it, and I think the sex sells, and that's why this is out there, and I think that's why there's so much interest. By the way, I don't believe that there's anybody out there in America or the world that doesn't believe that there wasn't some relationship between Stormy Daniels and the president, so I'm not even sure if that's even interest anymore. This back and forth, the lawyer in me and the political strategist in me is confused today. Like, I don't really understand what the strategy is.
Yeah.
Well, to that point, Jeanette, I mean, does it even matter? We've started at Russia collusion, no evidence.
Right, exactly.
Almost 2 years later,
and
now we got a porn star and a couple of bucks.
Exactly. Now we're on to another salacious scandal. And I will predict that if the Democrats make this a campaign issue, it's going to backfire on them.